This is Rebels coach Ashley Brown on the pregame coaches show, and we're just 20 minutes away from kickoff here on KADQ.
Welcome to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Prior to this year, the Rebels had owned the Milford Tigers, but that took a turn this year as Milford owns the top offense in the state in 1A football, and the Rebels have struggled to a 1-8 record in the regular season. But when these teams played about a month and a half ago here in Milford, it was a close one. We'll see how things go this afternoon in the quarterfinals with the season on the line. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Thane Marshall, and then we'll talk to Rebel head coach Ashley Brown and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be back after this from Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care on this broadcast of Rich Rebel football and the wildlife with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Ryan Steinecker with Coach Thane Marshall, the Milford Tigers. Coach, congratulations on winning the South. Way to go.
Thank you. We had a good run. It was pretty fun.
Tell me about, I think a lot of folks would like to know a little more about your beatdown, your absolute dismantling of Parowan last week.
Well, we come out and we caught the ball. I think we had one drop, and that was the very first one across the middle. And after that, the kids dropped the ball, and Bryce made the right reads, and our defense stepped up and stopped the Miller kid, and it was just like a track meet from there on.
You guys, you're going to beat a lot of teams if you can get into a track meet this year.
Yeah. We're a different team than any other 1A team. We spread it out, and we can still run the ball. Last couple of weeks we've had over 100 yards rushing, but with Bryson's arm and ability to read the defense, and five great receivers with Ty coming out of the backfield, we're pretty set.
5 different guys with 200-plus receiving yards, and Barnes, 22 touchdowns, 4 picks. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's for a sophomore, that's amazing. Last year going in the semifinals, he only had 4 picks as a freshman. So, and then we kind of had a debacle with up there, and so we're hoping that we just keep going and keep rolling and keep it the offense. As long as the offensive line can protect him, he'll find an open receiver.
So you're the number 1 team from the South. What's your thoughts on facing the Rich Rebels in the first round?
Well, I don't know whether that's a great, that's kind of a slap in the face when you win the South and you get a team that's won 11 straight quarterfinal games, and they're probably the best 1-8 team that I've ever seen, because I think their biggest deficit's like 28 points. I don't know for sure, but I think Parowan's about to beat them the worst as anybody. And Ashley Brown's going to have these guys ready to play today.
When you hosted Rich about a month and a half ago, it was a fairly close game. You guys scored late to win by 2 touchdowns. How did you feel like your team played that night?
Offensively, I guess nobody's going to hear this before the game, but offensively, I think that was our worst game. We had a lot of drops that night, and I listened to your broadcast afterwards, and you alluded to that. And we just, for some reason, that whole week it had rained. It had rained so hard we couldn't even put hash marks and numbers on the field, so you couldn't even tell really what was going on. But I think we'll have a better offensive outing today, I hope.
Did you feel like you played well defensively, holding the Rebels to 7 points that night?
Defensively, I felt we played pretty good. We come out, and our linebackers missed a few reads of the back coming out of the backfield, and I'm sure that's what that's what Rich is going to plan on doing today, because and hopefully we got that sewed up and ready to go today.
Coach, I imagine you'll probably want to do about the same game plan as last time you played, Rich. Get up, take an early lead, and force them to play from behind.
We like to get running teams into a passing game. Just like last week with Parowan, was up 41-12 at halftime. And if you can get a running game to have to play catch up, they have a hard time doing it.
Anything else we should touch on, Coach?
No, I just appreciate you coming down and doing this, and it's always a pleasure.
Thane Marshall, head coach of the Milford Tigers. Again, congratulations on the South title. Good luck this evening and the rest of the way.
Thank you. I hope there is the rest of the way.
Thank you, Coach Marshall. We're only about 15 minutes away from kickoff and today's action, and you're tuned into the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Coming up on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown on Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's Truck Month going on right now at Auto Farm Castle Rock in Evanston. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models or get 20% off select models. Receive up to $3,500 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's Truck Month going on now at Auto Farm. 0% for 72 or 20% off. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Auto Farm, Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com today. Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. This is Ryan Steinekert, and we're in the middle of the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. These teams met about 6 weeks ago, and Milford won at home 21-7. They scored late in the fourth quarter to stretch that lead out to 2 touchdowns by the end of the game. The number 4 team from the north, the Rich Rebels, will try to upset Milford, the number 1 team from the south, here in just a bit. Stay tuned. We've got your kickoff coming up, but first we'll talk with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. We sell fun. Come see and feel the fun when you shop at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. You and your family will have fun year-round, in the water with personal watercraft, in nature driving your side-by-side or riding your four-wheeler, or in the mountains on your snow machine. It's always fun at Cache Honda Yamaha, no matter what the season is. Our showroom is full of inventory to choose from. Start having more fun today. Visit Cache Honda Yamaha between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91. We sell fun.
Ryan Steinekert with Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels. Coach, last week wrapped up the regular season. Tough loss at Altamont. Let's retouch on that game. How'd you feel like you played?
You know, I thought we started way slow again and got down, and then the rest of the game we're just fighting our way back. We finally get ahead in the second half, and then they changed the momentum with a big long run, and and that's kind of been what's happened to us all season long, and it happened to us again on Wednesday night.
The running backs the last couple weeks have had a lot of success against you guys. What are they doing specifically that's opening up those big holes?
They're running through the C gap, which they're kicking our end out and then kicking our backers down, and we're just not getting off blocks and making plays, and and we're very passive stepping towards the line of scrimmage, and so once they get through there, they're able to cut either direction, and we're just not being aggressive enough, attacking the line of scrimmage with our backers. You
expect Milford to see that and adjust what they do, or you expect them to do the same thing that they did last time and beat you?
I think Milford's going to do what they do, and they're going to throw the football, and and then they run the read option where the kid, when they do hand it off to him, he can choose basically where he goes. So, I think we're going to see more passing just because that's what they like to do, and they're good at it.
You held them fairly well in check when you played at you'll be at their place again this week, but defensively, will you have pretty much the same game plan as last time?
We'll change depending on whether or not Nick can play. We'll have to change a few things just because we won't have him, and then we'll have Jordan back, who we didn't have when we played at Milford. So, there's a couple things we can do differently as far as putting kids in different spots, and hopefully it'll help us. But, we definitely got to put pressure on the quarterback and make sure that he can't stand back there all day and, choose where he wants to throw it. And then we got to do a good job, defending the pass.
How big of a surprise, or maybe I should ask, seeing Milford beat Parowan the way they did, what are your thoughts on that?
They're both very good teams. I thought Parowan would, be able to run the football better than they did. But, Milford's a big play team, and it looks from the score that they had plenty of big plays. And, if Milford can do that, they're hard to beat, and it shows in that score with Parowan.
You need to cut down a couple of their big plays, obviously, to beat them. Offensively, though, did you feel like you played pretty well at their place?
You know, at times we did. It was the same thing. We got down early. We had a chance to score on the 1 yard line. We didn't get the ball in right before half. So, you know, there were some things that we did, you know, that definitely hurt Milford that I'm sure that they'll try to work on to stop us in doing those things. So we got to make sure that we can, you know, if it'd be nice if we could run the option a little bit to help us with that. But, you know, we'll just have to see what they do as far as adjusting to what we did to them the first time.
If you have an answer to this, you might be the coach of the century. But after struggling through the regular season, how do you turn things around starting the playoffs, a new season this week?
You know, kids have just got to understand that what's already happened to us, there's nothing we can do. But they all start equal now. Everybody has the same opportunity to, you know, to win 3 games and win a state championship. And hopefully our kids are excited, and hopefully they are willing to play hard, you know, for 4 quarters, and maybe we'll play the best football we have all year.
If you look back at all your games this season, there were a couple that look like blowouts, but you were in every single one. And if a few plays go the other way, if the football bounces your way, you might be 5-4 or 6-3. Is that encouraging to consider that?
Yeah, but it's also frustrating because it's happened to us time and time again. You know, if it happened once or twice, you know, and then you fixed what happened to you, you'd feel a lot better about it. But, you know, these kids have been in every game, and a couple of things here and there, if they were a little different, you know, our record would be much different. But, you know, like I said, that they can't worry about what's already happened to them. They just got to go on, and we got to make sure that we get ready for Milford.
We know you matched up better with Milford than you did against Parowan. Is that a positive for the guys?
Oh, yeah, you know, and I'm sure they have more confidence against Milford, just knowing that they played right with them. And, you know, Milford gets a couple big plays that if we stop them this time, maybe we're right there with them. And, you know, and Parowan pretty much ran us over, so you'd think they'd have more confidence in playing Milford.
Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, thanks a lot for your time, Coach. Good luck this weekend. Hopefully it's not the last game of the year.
Thank you.
This has been the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. We're down to crunch time as this thing kicks off in less than 10 minutes. You're tuned in to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show of Rich Rebel football on KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com. If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the pregame show, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, Wyoming. We got the Pugstone Sporting Green Scene, the Epic Recreation keys to the game, also the Laketown Ledger, and some starting lineups coming up for you here in a moment. We're in Milford, where tonight the Rebels will try to get back on the right track. A tough season for Rich, going just 1-8. The Milford Tigers 8-1 and 1A South region champs. The Tigers the top offense in the state. And a beautiful afternoon. Let's jump ahead into the green scene, brought to you by Pugstone Sporting, the 4-way stop in Garden City, your Bear Lake all sporting goods shop. If you're in Garden City for vacation, for whatever it may be, stopping through, maybe up hunting or fishing in the area, stop in at Pugstone Sporting. They've got great information and all the sporting goods you need. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstone's has it all. A beautiful afternoon. It is a bit windy. We're up on top of the press box here at Milford, a smaller box. I was talking to some guys earlier today, and they're planning on building a new press box after this season, but for now, we're up on top. So you may hear the wind throughout the afternoon and maybe throughout the game as it is a bit of a breezy afternoon, but boy, for the end of October, we've got temperatures right around 65 degrees, and it's a sunny day, just not many clouds in the sky at all here in southern Utah, and couldn't ask for a better afternoon for fall football at Milford High School. Good crowd here tonight. I was talking with Coach Thane Marshall, who said for every home game, he gives one of his cows, he runs some cattle, and he gives one for the concession stand. And so they got some fresh burgers they're grilling up here, lots of fans coming in, some Rebel fans across the way in their blue. Milford Tigers will be in black with the tiger claw scratch marks down on the pants legs, white numbers, red helmets. Rebels in the blue pants, white jerseys, blue helmets. And for those who may not be aware, Rich Rebels are working currently on changing their mascot. Now, they're going to keep the Rebel name, but they're moving away from the Colonel, the Confederate man mascot guy, and leaning toward what looks like a Minuteman or Revolutionary soldier type Rebel. But that's, of course, that doesn't factor in much to what the Rebels do here today on the field. Again, a good crowd, a beautiful day for football. Your green scene has been brought to you by Pugstone Sporting. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstone's has it all. Let's take a quick look at the Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown. And good luck from Mayor Sim Weston, Council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. Of course, Dallas Clark, one of the Rebel fans over there across the way in the visitors' bleachers. These teams have faced off a handful, well, quite more than a handful of times. I have records going back for Rich, who had started playing football officially as a Utah High School Activities Association team member in 1985. Now, prior to that, they may or may not have played Milford, but in that span, in that 32 years of football for Rich, they've faced Milford 17 times. And over that span, they played once in the championship game, and the Tigers won that one in 1993 for their only state title. In 26-0 was the win for Milford. Rebels, though, won 11 in a row from 1995 to 2014, but the Tigers won earlier this year 21-7. Rich against Milford. Rebels have 14 wins, 3 losses, again going back to 1992. That's your Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown. The Rebels, in most of those games, have been pretty dominant against Milford, winning, I believe, by an average score somewhere around 39-14. But boy, it's certainly taken a turn this year with Milford's program on the rise. The Rebels struggling this season. Time for your keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net for all your recreation needs in the Bear Lake area. Winter, summer. In winter, they've got the Arctic Cats, they've got the snow machines, they've got the fat snow tires for bicycles, and all kinds of other equipment and fun things to fill your winter with great recreation. That's Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net. Looks like the teams are lining up for the national anthem. We got about 5.5 minutes until kickoff. So in the meantime, we'll take one more quick break. You're tuned in to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. We'll be back with your Epic Recreation keys of the game and your starting lineups, brought to you by the Randolph Country Store right after this.
It doesn't matter what season you visit Bear Lake. Make sure you always stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods. You'll find lots of great quality inventory at low prices, including guns and ammo. During the winter, you can rent cross-country skis, snowshoes, and buy your ski passes to Beaver Mountain. Pugstone's is always the best place to get information about the area and purchase your hunting or fishing licenses. Everything you need with one stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net. Welcome back to Milford High School for this quarterfinal round football game. Rich at Milford. Let's jump into your keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net. For the Rebels, number one is find the defense. Since holding Kanab to just 202 yards of total offense in a tough 14-12 road loss, the Rebel defense has turned the corner, but unfortunately, I think they took the wrong turn. In losses to Duchesne, Layton Christian, and Altamont, the Rebels have allowed two backs to run for more than 300 yards each, and opposing runners have averaged 8.8 yards per carry. Plus, Rich has given up an average of 431 yards of offense and 30 points per game. Now, if Milford gets anything close to those numbers, the Rebels will miss the semifinals for the first time since 2005. A struggling defense versus 1A's best offense doesn't look like a good combination for Rich fans unless the Rebels can find the defense. Number two is lock the Barnes doors. As a freshman, Bryson Barnes turned some heads when he threw for 1,865 yards and 17 touchdowns. Through the regular season of his sophomore year, he's amassed 2,260 yards and 22 touchdowns with just 4 picks. He's accurate and distributes the ball well. 5 different Tigers have more than 200 receiving yards. Barnes is also the Tigers' second leading rusher, so he can beat you with his feet as well. If Rich can't at least slow Barnes down, it's going to be a long night and a short postseason for the Rebels. Rebels have to lock the Barnes doors. Number three is big plays. When the Rebels lost 21-7 here at Milford just more than a month ago, 2 of the Tigers' 3 scores came on touchdown passes of more than 50 yards. Milford's other score came on an 18-yard run. So depending on your definition of the quote-unquote big play, the Tigers beat Rich with 3 big scoring plays and by preventing the Rebels from making any big plays of their own. Now, Rich also missed a couple opportunities at, if not big plays, at least some game-changing plays with 2 turnovers on downs inside the Milford 10. A few big plays have made the difference in every game this year for the Rebels, and if just a few of them had gone the other way, Rich could very well be 4-5 or 5-4 right now rather than 1-8. If the Rebels want to appear in the semifinals for a 12th consecutive season, they have to be the ones to make the game-changing, contest-winning big plays. Those are your keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit Epic Recreation or find us epicrecreation.net or find them on Facebook for all your winter recreation. Rich wins the toss, elects to defer to the second half, so it looks like Milford will receive to start this first half. The Rebels will kick off. It'll be a Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoff. Our camera got scoreboard camera. I'll have to fix that here in a second as we get set to get this game underway. Starting lineups with the Rebels kicking off, we'll give you the Milford offense. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. For the Milford offense, there's some potent, some great, good athletes out there. Up front, to left tackle to right tackle, sophomore Christopher Ike Keller, Brian Trey Williamson, Sid Hardy, Alec Williams, and Wyatt Parker. Sophomore, senior, junior, and junior. Quarterback is sophomore Bryson Barnes. Tailback, senior Ty Netto. And the wide receivers and slot backs are all seniors. Colton Pomeranke, Stetson Wright, Cole Wilson, Jackson Davis. Starting defense for the Rich Rebels. Up front, defensive end to defensive end, Ander Rex, a junior, senior Wyatt Weston, senior Daniel Gifford, and senior Nick Jarman. Linebackers are senior Aaron Smith, Kenan Clark, Porter Weston, and junior Colton Meek, trading in and out with Jared Anderson. Cornerbacks, junior Kason Trineri, senior Cameron Calder, and free safety is senior Jordan Cook. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by the Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. Just about to get underway here. This opening kickoff is brought to you by the Bear Lake Physical Therapy, helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. One of those that have been helped get back in the game for this week, Nick Jarman. Hope to see some good things from him. Porter Weston kicking, and it's a short, high kick. Coming up to field it is Stetson Wright, about the 25 to the 30. Finds a lane, but he's tripped up and brought down about the 40-yard line. And Milford will have fairly good field position to start their first drive. Apologize on that scoreboard camera. It's pretty tight up here, even on the roof at Milford High School of the press box. And so there's not much room for setting up. 3 receivers out left. Milford attacking left to right if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. Barnes takes the snap, gives up the middle, and Netto has nowhere to go. He's stuffed, maybe picked up a yard, but that's about it on the Milford's first play of the ball game. The last time these teams met, they did about the same thing on first down, and then Barnes threw deep to Cole Wilson for a touchdown. on their second play from scrimmage. Milford got away with a false start on that play. It's been a thorn in the Rebels' side since that point. 2 receivers left, stacked receivers on the right side. Here's the snap. Barnes pulls it, pitches out for Stetson Wright. It's behind him. It's on the ground. Clark is there, and he hits hard. Stetson Wright goes down in the backfield, back near the 36-yard line. And that pitch was behind Wright. The pitch relationship just not quite there for what either Wright was looking for or Barnes was looking for. And it's a loss. They're going to spot it at the 37, so a generous spot, a loss of 3. Barnes was under center now. He backs off into the shotgun, a pistol formation with Neto behind him. 1 receiver left, 3 out wide to the right. Back to throw. He's looking left side. Throws deep down the sideline. Trineri is there. Beat by a step. Catch is made by Cole Wilson at the 20 down to the 25. He's brought down. Trineri turned to look at the last second. That provided the separation that Cole Wilson needed. Wilson averages 24 yards per reception. This one goes for far more than that, down to the Rebel 16-yard line. That's 13 plus 34, 47 yards. Barnes on his first completion of the day. Cole Wilson. And the Tigers have a 1st and 10 inside the Rebel 15. Pitch out right side to Neto. Starts right, goes back left, tripped up, finally knocked down inside the 10-yard line. Jarman was in there initially, and I think it was Trineri who made the final hit to bring Neto down. But a solid gain on 1st down for Ty Neto. Let's go 6 yards. Well, make it more like a 5-yard gain for Neto. Down to the 10. Barnes takes the snap, fakes the handoff, goes back. He's tripped up, then just heaves it way out of bounds. Some good arm strength just to get rid of that thing. He'd been hit by the Rebels' Daniel Gifford, who got into the backfield in a hurry. No, that was Ander Rex Deeds getting in the backfield. And what strength by the sophomore, Bryson Barnes, to stay on his feet and just heave that one away. The ball at the 8-yard line. Barnes 1 of 2 after that incompletion. Takes the snap, late pitch, just gets it off to Neto. He finds a lane, cuts inside, touchdown. Great move, got some good blocking downfield. Ty Neto from 8 yards out, and the Tigers are on top. 6-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff, Utah. The ones who truly care about you and your vehicle. So Ty Neto, he did not score against the Rebels the last time these teams met. 3 carries, 13 yards, and a score on the first possession for Neto. The big play was, of course, that 47-yard pass from Barnes to Cole Wilson. False start on the offense will push him back a couple yards.
Hey, ball. False start. Number 15 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still the try.
So the Tigers will have to kick an extra 5 yards on the extra point attempt. That was just a 6-play drive to go 61 yards for the Tigers. Not much time off the clock either, 2 minutes, 12 seconds. The snap is low, but they get the spot down. Kick is up and through the left side of the uprights. Tigers on top, 7-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick time out here in this first quarter, brought to you by J-Bar Auto. High quality service at a fair price. Back after this on the Wildlife, mylocalradio.com, and KSL.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
Well, the Tigers score in a hurry. 6 plays, 61 yards, 2 minutes, 12 seconds gone by. Ty Neto takes it in from 8 yards out on the run. Here's the kick as the Rebels trail 7-0. Takes a funny hop, but Cook fields it at the 12. Up ahead to the 20, 25, breaks a tackle to the 30, spun around out near the 34. He's brought down. And Rich will have decent field position to start this drive. The Rich offense a month and a half ago here at Milford scored just one time, but they got the ball down inside the Milford 10 twice and failed to score those 2 other times. Turnovers on downs twice inside the Milford 10. The Rebels will have to convert on those opportunities today if they get them. Wishbone in the backfield. Anderson turns, gives to Clark up the middle. Started right, went back left, drives forward, spun around at the 40. Gains about 5, maybe 6 yards. And we'll see a heavy dose of Kinnan Clark. He's run for 200-plus yards in each of the last 2 games. Needs about 200 and, well, he's at 861, so he needs 240 to get that 1,000-yard mark. Goes for 6 yards on first down. Out to the 40. Second down and 4 for the Rebels. Ball in the middle of the field. Anderson takes the snap, gives to Cook left side. He's got a nice hole. Spins and dives across the 45 for a first down and a little extra. Rebels got a nice hole on that left side of the offensive line, a Saby Trucking offensive line hole. And Cook takes it out to the 46. A 6-yard gain for Jordan Cook, who came into the game with 265 rushing yards on 67 carries, plus a touchdown receiving on 93 yards. 7 receptions. Anderson takes the snap, gives to Clark right side, and this time it looked like an alley to run through, but it's closed off in a hurry by the Tiger defense. Clark picks up a yard, maybe. They'll spot it out at the 47. 1-yard gain for Kinnan Clark. 7-0. Milford struck on their first possession. 6 plays, 61 yards, and Ty Neto ran it in from 8 yards out. Rebels with a 2nd down and 9. Picked up 1 first down so far in this drive. Wishbone in the backfield. Anderson under center, takes the snap, pitches left side. Clark trying to find some room, but nowhere to go. Slicing into the backfield was Trey Williamson. And a short gain for Clark, if anything. They'll put it right at the 47, so no gain. And the Rebels face a 3rd and long. 3rd and 8, may have been about a half a yard gained on the play. Rebels need the Milford 44 to move the chains. Would be a comprehensive family dental first down if they can get it. Trineri wide to the right side. Clark slot back on the right. Calder tight end on the left. I formation behind Anderson under center. Quick snap, heaves it out to the right side, looking for Trineri on the fade, and he is mugged. No flag flies. Wow, that is interesting. Gage Hardy on the coverage. Didn't look back till the last. His hands all over Trineri. Pass falls incomplete, and the Rebels will turn it over, or have to be forced to punt on a 4th and long. Milford will get it right back here. 7:35 left to go first quarter. Jarman back in to do the punting. A low line drive into the wind. Wind is blowing in from the north, and that takes a Rebel bounce down to the 15, 14-yard line where Trineri downs it. And that's where Milford will take over 1st and 10 from their own 14. Their last drive started from their own 39, and it didn't take them long to get into the end zone. 7-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Tigers with the lead. Ball right in the middle of the field. Cole Wilson out wide to the right side. He caught a pass earlier for 47 yards. Barnes under center, 2 in the backfield, fakes the pitch and then hands off to Neto, going around the left side. A hold, a block in the back, no flag as Neto breaks free, out for about 15 yards, but then a late flag flies in. And boy, it was pretty blatant that Aaron Smith got held and blocked in the back at the line of scrimmage, and I think that's what this penalty flag will be. Neto was finally pushed out at about the 25, maybe the 30-yard line. The referees, the officials discussing. Milford volleyball team today beat Escalante. You say it Escalante or Escalante, Escalani, Escalani. 3-0. Rebel volleyball team beat Wayne in 3 and beat Monali in 3.
Number 51 of the defense.
Oh, it's against the Rebels. Unnecessary contact. 15 yards from the end of the run and a first down for Milford. So 15 yards tacked on to a personal foul against Rich. I missed who they said it was against, just what individual, but that takes him out to the 41-yard line. So Neto had gotten out to the 26. That was a 12-yard gain. He's at 25 yards on 4 carries. Barnes in the shotgun, takes the snap, throws quickly out to the left side. He's got Pomeranke, makes the catch, weaving his way out to the 50. Drug down, ball pops free, and the Tigers fall on it. I thought Pomeranke was down. It looks like, though, they'll give him the progression of the fumble out across midfield to the Rebel 49. And that would be real close to another first down. And actually, they'll spot it at the 48-yard line of Rich, and that is a first down. So 11 yards on that pass and catch. Pomeranke, the receiver. Rebels getting set defensively. Trips to the left side. Barnes in the shotgun. Calls for it. Runs to his left. Looking for the pitch. Nope. He's going to keep it himself and dives across the 45 as he's sandwiched between Smith and Weston. A little shake-up for the Rebel defense. Colton Hislop helps out on the tackle there as well. Jordan Cook, the free safety. And Anderson playing some outside linebacker / strong safety for the Rebel defense. 4-yard gain for Barnes brings up a 2nd and 6. Neto right on the left hip of Barnes. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Barnes fakes the throw. Now he tucks it, and he's going to run to the 40, 35. Hit hard at the sideline. Cook takes him down. A nice clean tackle. Barnes lowered the head, and Cook was trying to go down. Barnes goes out of bounds at the 28 of Rich. That'll be enough and then some for the first down. Milford moves the chains on a 16-yard run from Bryson Barnes, who is already at 2 carries, 20 yards, plus 2 of 3 through the air, 58 yards. Loose coach's paper out on the field. Retrieved and taken back to the sideline by John Hardy. Trips to the left side for Milford, attacking left to right. That's north to south at Milford High School. Barnes takes the snap. Quick handoff to Neto up the middle. He's got a straight arm and more. Inside the 20, wrapped up, still on his feet to the 15, and finally brought down at the 14-yard line. Big hole up the middle, and that was a good read by Barnes. I think that was a read option. He hesitated a bit, but then did give it to Neto right up the middle to the 14 yards for Ty Neto. 2 receivers right, 2 guys in the backfield, 1 wide out left. Barnes in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes a quick throw, then gives to Neto, lowering the shoulder up the middle. Not much room, but he drives forward for a couple down near the 12. Tigers on top 7-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Porter Weston in on the tackle. 1-yard gain for Neto. His carries have gone 1, 5, 8, 12, 14, and then 1 again. Barnes with trips left, 2 receivers right. Rebels scrambling to get guys in position as Barnes takes the snap, throws. He's got Neto, who's hit immediately, and Cameron Calder stood him up, and they wrestled their way out of bounds at about the 10. Looks like a short gain. They'll spot it closer to the 7-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain. Neto averages 30 yards per reception, so for the Rebels to keep him to just 5 on that one is a victory in itself. 3rd and a long 3. Barnes takes the snap, pitches left side for Neto. He was bottled up, but then he breaks the tackle of Nick Jarman, drives his way forward inside the 5 for a first down. Jarman, the defensive end for Rich, played that perfectly. He forced Barnes to make the pitch, and then he was still in position with good footwork to get out there and make the tackle on Neto, but Ty Neto, with some fancy footwork, breaks the tackle and drives down to the 3-yard line. A 5-yard gain and a first down for the Milford Tigers. Coach Thane Marshall told me before the game today the 21-7 win over Rich was the worst his offense has played this season. So far, it looks like that may be true. They've already got 7, and they're knocking on the door. Ty Neto, pitch on the end around to the right side. He stood up and drugged down by Aaron Smith. A high tackle, but it worked for the Rebels. Neto gained maybe half a yard near the 3. He was out about the 3.5 was the line of scrimmage. A short gain. They'll spot this one just inside the 3 for a 2nd down and goal. Tigers looking to the sideline, no huddle. As all the players look over there, then they check their wristbands, see what they need to do on this play. 3:54 left, first quarter. Tigers on top 7-0. Barnes with stacked receivers right and left, fakes the handoff, throws. He's got his man wide open. Jackson Davis with the touchdown catch. Barnes, nice play fake, and then finds Davis in the corner of the end zone, front corner. And it is 13-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, with the extra point coming up for Milford. That drive, 10 plays, 86 yards. Here's the snap. Davis holds. Kick is up and good. 14-0. Tigers lead with 3:46 left first quarter. Brought to you by J-Bar Auto.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Nick Jarman, and you're tuned into Rich High School football on Rebel Radio, KDQ FM 98.3, and online at mylocalradio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
Welcome back to Milford. A short kick. It goes over the head and through the hands of Jordan Cook. Goes back to the 4 and scoops it up to across the 5, and then he's hit hard by 6-7 Tigers. And the Rebels, things not going their way already, and that's not going to help. Cook was at about the 15-yard line when the ball went through his hands. Luckily for Rich, he did go back and get it, but it'll be a long field for the Rebel offense.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Against what is so far been a tough Milford defense. Rebels in an I formation. Anderson rolls to his right, gets a key block to keep himself free, heaves it downfield, and there were 4 guys there, 3 of them Milford Tigers. 1 went to the ground. Clark was in the area, but Clark had cut off his route toward the middle. Anderson threw it deep over the top, and there's also a flag down at about the 14. Some discussion between officials. After the incomplete pass is a hold against the defense. The Rebels catch a play. That's a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Second penalty of the game against the Tigers. That puts the ball out to the 20. And a comprehensive family dental first down for the Rich Rebels. Rebels need to find some offense here with the Tigers already on top. 14-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Wishbone in the backfield. Anderson takes the snap, fakes right, fakes left. Then he tucks and tries to run as the coverage totally broke down. Or the blocking broke down. Rebels had 2 guys out on routes, and they were both covered well. So despite some misdirection the Rebels were trying to go for, Milford was all over it. Loss of a yard. We'll call that one a sack, as Anderson did want to find time to step back and throw. Trineri wide on the right side, 2nd down and 11, ball on the left hash. Rebels attacking south to north. Anderson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, drives upfield across the 25 near the 30-yard line. And this will be close to a comprehensive family dental first down. Anderson with a good gain on the quarterback keeper on the option. That's 11 yards out to the 30-yard line. And a first down. Rebels move the chains. Now, they did that once on their last possession before the drive stalled out. Rebel volleyball team beat Wayne and Monument Valley in 3 straight. Rebels will be on into the semifinals tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Milford volleyball team beat Escalante 3-0 and was going to play Valley. I haven't gotten a score update on that one yet. Wouldn't be surprising to see Rich and Milford in the volleyball semifinals tomorrow. Snap give right up the middle to Aaron Smith. He had a big hole initially, but then he's upended down at about the 34. A decent gain on first down. Aaron's first carry of the ball game came in with 121 rushing yards in the season and a touchdown. It's a short, about 3-yard gain. Make it 4 out to the 34-yard line. Line of scrimmage was the 30. So a 2nd down and 6 for the Rebels, trailing 14-0 with time running down in the first quarter. Brought to you by J-Bar Auto, high-quality service at a fair price. Anderson takes the snap. Lots of pressure in the backfield before he can even decide what to do with it. He's wrapped up and brought down. He thought about giving it to the fullback up the middle, which was Aaron Smith, but defense stopped him in his tracks and then came around from the backside and wrapped up Anderson. He did the smart thing to just tuck it, hold on, and cut losses. So a loss of 2 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Rebel offense. Our camera today is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Wishbone in the backfield. Anderson takes the snap. Quick throw. Looking for Clark out on the left side, and he was open, but Anderson had to get rid of it a little bit early. Clark had not yet turned his head. When he did, the ball sailed past. Couldn't get the catch, and the Rebels face a 4th and 8 from their own 32-yard line. A certain punting situation. They punted earlier from their own 47, so Milford will take over here in a moment. Stetson Wright back to return. Jarman back to punt for Rich. Huffner and Trineri, the cover guys. They get a good jump and a nice punt by Jarman away from Wright. It takes one bounce toward the sideline. Huffner will grab it at the 33. And Milford will take over at that spot. 1:06 left to go in the J-Bar first quarter. Tigers, so far defense has allowed 2 first downs, and that's it to the Rebel offense. Sounds like Milford's volleyball team beat Valley and plays Rich tomorrow in the semifinals. That's at 11 o'clock. You can tune into that on mylocalradio.com. We'll have a audio stream. You can also see the live scoreboard there. Barnes in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks left, nothing there, still holding, pressure coming, dancing around, gets away, then heaves it for Pomeranke, for Jackson Davis, and that falls incomplete. So a coverage, not a sack, but good coverage in the secondary as Bryson Barnes had nowhere to go with it. He looked like Carson Wentz out there scrambling around, dancing, avoiding contact, and then finally getting rid of it. Milford from their own 33-yard line, a 2nd down and 10 after that incompletion. Barnes, including that incompletion, 4 of 6, 66 yards and a touchdown already in this game. 2nd and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Milford leads 14-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Ball on the right hash. Barnes under center, fakes the pitch, now gives to Neto going left. He cuts back toward his right, and then he's hit hard and driven down out at the 38 to maybe the 39-yard line. And that would be about 4 yards short of the first down. They do spot it right at the 39, so a 6-yard gain for Neto, who's at 9 carries for 47 yards in the game and a touchdown already. Came into the game averaging 7 yards per carry, 687 rushing yards on the season. Barnes in the shotgun, takes the snap, quick throw over the middle. He's got Wilson through his hands, incomplete. Calder comes in, gives him a little pop, but luckily for the Rebels, that one just falls incomplete. And Milford is in what's likely a punting situation. But boy, with an offense like theirs, you never know. They're leading 14-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Maybe Coach Marshall feels that the way his defense is playing, they'll have another chance later on. A whistle from the sideline. 26.1 seconds left to go. First quarter. Coach Marshall takes a timeout. And we'll keep it right here. We'll see if we can find an update on other scores around the state. 1A football. Kanab hosting Layton Christian this afternoon. And that game started at 3 o'clock. course, the other games, Altamont at Parowan. That one not underway yet. Kanab, oh my goodness, leading Layton Christian 38-0 at the half. I got to double check that that's even the correct score. My goodness. Kanab must have found something that worked against Layton Christian. Monticello at Duchesne, that was also scheduled to start at 4 p.m. No score between Altamont and Parowan early second quarter. 4th down for the Tigers. I don't know that the Rebels held them so much as the Tigers just had an incomplete pass. Here's the punt. It's a nice, high, long punt over the Rebels' punt return men, Trineri and Cook. And it takes a Milford bounce at the 3, hits the nose of the football and stops right there. The Tigers down it. That one was booted over the Rebel punt returnman, Trey Williamson. What a punt. And Rich will start deep in their own territory. 17.2 seconds left to go. First quarter is brought to you by J-Bar Auto in Randolph, Utah. 14-0. Tigers on top. Officials spot this one at the Rebel 4 for a 1st and 10. Rich. A breezy afternoon here in Milford, and a small press box has us up on top of the box. That's why you hear all the wind this afternoon from Milford. Rebels line up, I formation behind Anderson, takes the snap, gives up the gut, and I believe it was Cook for a short gain across the 5 out near the 6. And Cook, whose first carry went for 6 yards, takes it for 3. Rebels, on each of their first 2 possessions, have gained a few yards and a first down before being forced to punt. That takes us to the end of the first quarter. Milford leads 14-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Quick timeout. We'll be back with second quarter action. Our first quarter has been brought to you by J-Bar Auto on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment. Repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch. Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
Back at Milford High School, where the Tigers lead the Rebels 14-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Quarterfinal action. Winner moves on and will face the winner between Kanab and Layton Christian. Already that looks like it'll be Kanab. The loser is done and starts preparing for the basketball and wrestling seasons. Rebels right now losing 14-0. As we start second quarter action, Rebels have a second and 7 from their own 7. Rich will spread it out a bit. 2 receivers left, 2 out wide right. Clark in motion as Anderson was in the shotgun. The snap was a bit off, and Anderson, I think he was going to try and give it to Clark, but because of a tough snap, he just had to grab it, tuck it, may have even hit the ground for a moment, and went down at the 5. So a loss of 2. Anderson 3 carries, 7 yards. And Rich faces a 3rd and 8 from their own 5-yard line. Maybe a 3rd and 9, really. They need to get out to the 15. Two receivers out wide left, and now a flag flies in, and this will be, I think, a illegal substitution against Rich.
Dead ball. Illegal substitution on the offense. 12 men on the field. Half the distance to the goal. Still 3rd down.
It's half the distance to the goal. And repeat 3rd down back at the 2.5. Rebels offensively can't make things go right at this point. 3 trips out to the left. Anderson in the shotgun. Jarman out on the right side, and a dead ball whistled. Rebels got set real quick and snapped it before they actually got the whistle to snap it. Milford was ready as well, and now the whistle comes. So they just tell the Rebels, let's get back, let's try that again, start over. Anderson in the shotgun, Smith on his right hip, takes the snap, looks down deep the left sideline. Jarman interfered with, a flag flies in, easy call there. I didn't know if we'd get it, but the flag does come in. Jarman had a shot at that catch, but he was held blatantly by Gage Hardy, who got away with, I thought, a pass interference earlier on a pass intended for Kason Trineri.
Pass interference, number 15 of the defense. 15 yards.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
In a first down.
In high school, so much of us watch the pros in college and see pass interference are automatic first downs. In high school, it is not, but 15 yards generally is enough to move the chains. In this case, it does. A comprehensive family dental first down for the Rebels out to the 18-yard line. Third first down of the game for Rich. Milford leading 14-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Anderson takes the snap, pitches out for Clark, and the pitch was behind him, and he turned before he had it in his hands. Ball's on the ground, and the Tigers recover. Milford football. Rebels needed a very good performance to stay in this one. Needed to avoid any turnovers. And the Tigers already leading 14-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Take advantage of the fumble, and we'll take it over at the Rich 16-yard line. Excellent field position for Milford, who hasn't needed good field position to keep their offense moving the football. Neto on the left side, Barnes in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes to Neto, and then he's wrapped up. Weston and Weston on the tackle, and Barnes will lose a couple. That was good defensive coverage by the Rebels. Good penetration in the backfield by Ander Rex, the junior. And that's a loss of 2 back to the 18 for Barnes, who's got 3 carries, 18 yards, 4 of 7 through the air, 66 yards and a touchdown. Trips to the left, one man right. Barnes takes the snap, gives to Neto up the middle. Ball pops out, it's on the ground. Rebels diving, Tigers diving. And I think a Tiger fell on it. It just took one extra bounce away from the Rebels. Ends up being a 3-yard gain for the Tigers. I think the Rebels would have had Neto wrapped up about where the ball ends up anyways, at the Rebel 15-yard line. Ball close to the left hash, tight formation. A couple stacked receivers on the left side and on the right. Barnes throws deep down the right for the corner of the end zone. Wilson makes the grab, keeps his feet in, touchdown. What a toss and what a grab. And Cole Wilson with his 9th receiving touchdown of the season. Barnes' 24th passing touchdown this year. That one's for 15 yards. And the Tigers extend their lead. They scored 21 against the Rebels the last time these teams met. They're an extra point away from matching that, and they do. The extra point is good. Tigers up 21-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick break and be back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
Back at Milford, where the Tigers have 21 points. They just took advantage of a Rebel turnover. Took it over from the Rebel 16, 3 plays, 16 yards, a 15-yard touchdown pass from Bryson Barnes to Cole Wilson. And the Tigers lead 21-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Barnes 5 of 8 for 81 yards, 2 scores. Tigers kick it away into the wind, low line drive, takes a couple of bounces. Huffner picks it up at the 12, starts left, goes back right, breaks one tackle out of the 15, spun around to the 20, and he's brought down there. So Rich will take over right about their own 20-yard line. Cole Wilson, 2 receptions, 62 yards and a score. He's got 718 plus the 62. He's approaching 800 receiving yards this season. And those are just not numbers that you usually see. I mean, once maybe every 10 or 15 years in 1A football. So incredible numbers from this Milford offense. Rebels from their own 20-yard line, a 1st and 10. Trips out to the right side as Rich tries to give Milford something different to look at and find some offense. Clark in motion, gets the handoff as a flag flies. He goes nowhere. Does not even make it back to the line of scrimmage as Milford had that covered. Clark took that same play about 150 yards on 2 carries against Layton Christian 2 weeks ago, but Milford bottled him up. An illegal shift is the call against Rich. Milford declines the penalty because the Rebels lost a couple yards on the play, and they lose the down. So that's a good call, I think, by that Milford defense. Clark goes for -2 yards. Remember, he's run for 200-plus yards in each of the last 2 games so far today against Tiger defense. 4 carries, 5 yards. Rebel offense has not found consistent way to move the football yet in this one. 9:40 left to go, second quarter, and a timeout on the field. Rebels were taking a long time to get something going, and they'll take a timeout. We'll take one as well. This second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelope, banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Well, it's been all Milford so far. 2 long drives and a short drive following a Rebel fumble. Rich takes a timeout, coming back out, 2nd down and 12. Anderson starts to his right and then throws back to his left for Cook. On the screen play, Milford covers it well. Cook does get out across the 25 for a decent gain. But the Tiger defense has been disciplined. They've been solid. Anderson with his first completion of the day. That one goes for close to 8 yards. Jordan Cook's reception of the season, make it 8th reception, up to 100 yards receiving this year. Rebels get out to the 25-yard line. Ball on the left hash for a 3rd down and 5. Rebels looking for moving the chains. Pitches out to Cook. He lets it go in and out of his hands on the ground. He falls on it, and it'll be a loss of a yard or 2, and Rich will be forced into a 4th down and punting situation. They'll spot the ball at the 24. And Rich having a hard time keeping hands on the football. They fumbled it away their last possession and fumble it here to bring up a punting situation. Jarman back to punt. Stetson Wright back at his own 29. Jarman gets it off high as some good pressure was coming in. It takes a Rebel bounce. Wright picks it up at the 23-yard line, runs to his right. A flag flies as Wright loses his footing and dives down across the 30. And I think we may have a block in the back or a hold against the Tigers back at the 24-yard line. It'll still be Milford football with 8:12 left to go. Second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Make sure to stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll give you some scores from the other games around the state. It'll be brought to you by T-Bar Ice Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. We'll also talk with a Rebel student, senior Jackie Leifson, one of the cross-country team members for Rich. And we'll have some highlights and stats for you as well. Illegal block in the back is the call. That's the 4th penalty. Rich also got a 5-yard warning, or an initial sideline warning, I guess. So Milford will take over, still 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Barnes in the shotgun. It looks like a pistol with Neto behind him. Trips right, one man left. Looking for Wilson left side. Nope, covered well. Barnes flushed out to the right side, running, rolling. Now he's hit as he throws, and it's tipped, almost picked off by Cameron Calder on the sideline. Barnes was hit pretty good by Kinnan Clark. Porter Weston on the pressure as well. And he gets up gingerly. He's okay. 2 left to go. Second quarter, and the Tigers on top 21-0 on the Stacey scoreboard. Just really open things up wide. They lead 20-0 and not taking their foot off the gas at this point. Wilson on the left hash, so he's on the short with Trips right. And again, loaded pistol with Neto behind Barnes in the shot. Call to the back, throw. Comes in, pop Davis on the pass out to that side. Calder fired up after forcing that. 10. This is 57% passer, but against so today there's still a lot of game left. Oh, he's 5 of 10, 81 yards, 2 scores. Same formation, an extra man in the back. On the left side, Barnes from the shotgun takes the snap, heaves it down the right side, looking for Pomeranke, and he just over. Pomeranke was headed toward the sideline on a deep out, and the pass falls incomplete. So for the second out of the last 3 possessions, the Tigers, but more because of missed passes. So of course that second down play, the Rebels got a nice stop, but 3 and for Barnes brings up a 4 and 10. Hardy run to his right, into the wind. It takes a Milford of Milford, and Rich will take over from their own, or from the Milford 48-yard line. So the defense does its job. Trail 21-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Needs to come up with 7-3 left in the first half. Rebels take it over at the Milford 48. Jarman from a separate shoulder a couple of weeks ago, running out wide to the right. Nobody out on him as Wilson or Jackson rather. Pomeranke comes out to guard him. Anderson throws for Jarman, and that's incomplete. A high pass, and Anderson just thinking, if I get it up high, Jarman can go get it, but good coverage by Pomeranke. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for Rich from the Milford 48. Rebels in the middle of the field, I formation behind Anderson, rolls to his left, good protection. Gets outside the pocket as a flag flies. He heaves there, just lobs it downfield, and he's got on the sideline. The catch is made by Cameron Calder, just shy of the first down. But I think this flag is likely going to be a hold. It's in the holding area, right near the line of scrimmage. And what was a broken play that ended up in a short gain for Rich of about 7 yards will likely come back.
Holding. Number 54 of the offense.
It is a hold against the Rebels, and the spot of the foul was the 50, so that takes them back to the 40. It's a 12-yard penalty, essentially, and so instead of a 3rd and 3, what it probably would have been, it's now a 2nd and 22. Rebels backed up into their own 40-yard line. They need the Milford 38 to move the chains. Rebels spread it out, trips out to the right side. One man wide left, Smith in the backfield next to Anderson in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Clark in motion and keeps it himself. Anderson up the middle to the 45, make it the 46. A gain of about 5 or 6 on a 2nd and 22. Brings up a 3rd and 15. They will spawn it out at the 46. So Anderson, the Rebels' leading rusher so far in the game, 4 carries, 13 yards. That's what the Milford defense has done so far against Rich. A 3rd and about 16 for the Rebel offense. Rich trailing 21-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Milford 8-1 coming into this game. Rebels just 1-8. Anderson takes the snap. Looks like he's confused a little bit out there. Maybe a running back didn't quite do his job. Anderson just tucks it and gets across the 50 to the 49 of Milford, back near the original line of scrimmage. A 5-yard gain for Anderson brings up a 4th and 11 and a punting situation near midfield. Stetson Wright jogs over to the sideline. 6:18 left to go. Now he's off the field. And Rebels punt it away. Jarman down the right sideline, gets off a nice boot, bounces and goes out around the 5. Nice punt from Jarman to pin Milford deep in their own territory, and looks like it will be right at the 5-yard line with 6:03 left to go in the first half. Second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. Next week's game, semifinals, and the next week, the championship game. You can tune in live at mylocalradio.com to all those games the next couple of weeks. Whether Rich is playing or not, we have the coverage on mylocalradio.com. Barnes under center takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Neto, then throws out in the flat looking for Jackson Davis. The pass a bit high, incomplete. Davis would have had some room to run. Porter Weston was out there on the defense, but Davis had some space. Had he been able to pull that ball in, and that's 4 consecutive incompletions for Barnes after he connected on 4 of his first 5 for 66 yards and a score. 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers from their own 5-yard line. Leading 21-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Just under 6 left to go, second quarter. Stacked receivers in tight. Barnes takes the snap, pitches left side for Neto. He's going to get around the corner and have some room to run. Follows a wall of blockers across the 25, or across the 20 rather. Finally wrapped up as he cuts back into the 30 or the 25-yard line. And a 20-yard gain by Ty Neto, just following his blockers. He never really left those guys. And they just led the way out to the 25. It's the longest play longest running play of the day for either team. Neto at 70 yards on 11 carries. First down, Milford. Attacking south to north, that's right to left at mylocalradio.com. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers left, 1 out wide right. Barnes under center, gives to Neto. He's immediately hit, but he breaks the tackle around the left side. Cuts inside, then back outside. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet across the 45, near the 50 before he's finally brought down. I tell you, Neto, the speed is not really, I know he's faster than what we're seeing on these carries, but he's being so patient right now and just working his way out there. 25-yard run. Patient runner following his blocks. Neto up to 95 rushing yards on 12 carries, and the Tigers move the chains again. 1st and 10, right at midfield, ball in the left hash. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Neto in the pistol with Barnes in the shotgun. Calls for it, takes the snap, backs up, pressure comes, and Jarman will get to Barnes. Barnes elusive, ducked out of the way initially, but then Rex came in from the other end position and finished the job. The Rebels finally get to Barnes for the first time this afternoon, drop him back at the 41. That's a loss of 9. Brings up a 2nd and 19, but this Milford offense already with at least 3 plays of 20 yards or more and about 10 of 10 yards or more in this game. Wouldn't be surprised to see them move it and pick up a first down. Barnes fakes the throw, now throws, and he's got Stetson Wright, makes the catch, trying to keep his feet, but he can't. He goes down on the sideline about the 35 of Rich, and that will move the chains. A big gain. Stetson Wright's first catch of the day. Goes all the way down to the Rebel 35. That's a 24-yard gain. First completion for Barnes in his last 5 attempts, and he's at 105 passing yards. 24 yards on that connection with Stetson Wright, son of bronc riding great champion Cody Wright. Barnes under center, takes the snap, turns, gives to Neto, starts right, back left, and he gets down to the 30 before the Rebels cut him down. He was able to dive forward close to the 29-yard line. And that puts Neto over 100 rushing yards at 101 on 13 carries. 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers with time running down in the first half. Second quarter brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Pistol formation, Barnes in the shotgun, trips to the right. Barnes pitches outright, and he gets to Neto around the edge. Neto cuts upfield inside the 25, back to his left to the 20 before finally the Rebels drag him down. So strong, the senior Ty Neto. Took 3 Rebels to finally bring him down at the 20. Another 9 yards. Puts Neto at 110 here in this first half. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Rebel 20-yard line. Milford leading 21-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels, if they can't come back in this one, would miss the semifinals for the first time since 2005. Now some equipment issues for the Rebels' Colton Meek, and he'll head off the field for the moment. Rebels bring in Reagan Huffner, shift the defense around a bit, and Barnes in the shotgun. Pistol formation, trips right. Cole Wilson on the left side. Barnes hit, and he gets away from it. No, he's brought down. Wyatt Weston with a strong wrap-up. He went to the ground and kept a hold of Barnes to bring him down. The Rebels finding a little bit of success on this Milford possession, putting pressure on Barnes. Maybe throwing in some stunts and other defensive changes up front. And that's a loss of 6 for Barnes on the sack. Back to the Rebel 26-yard line. 2nd down and 16. But just as before on a 2nd and 19, this Milford offense is built on big plays, and they can pick up yards, big chunks of yards in a hurry. 2:23 left first half. Tigers on top, and now a timeout as Milford was just about in danger of a delay of game. Coach Marshall takes a timeout.
Milford, there's some timeout at first time.
We'll keep it right here and thank our sponsor of the camera. Our camcorder work today provided by Lincoln Huffner, former Rich Rebels, 2-time state champ, football and basketball in 2014 and 15. Running the camera today, Lincoln, let's see some fans, the Rebel or Milford fans. Either way, it's the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Visit bearlakerealty.com if you're looking for beachfront in the Bear Lake area, maybe a room with a view, a secluded mountain retreat, any number of timeshare options in the Bear Lake area. Visit bearlakerealty.com or stop in Garden City. Talk with Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty. They provide our camera here today. Proud sponsors of Rich Rebel Sports on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. It's the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Milford back out there with 2 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. Second quarter, Tigers up 21-0. And offensively, they've been much more dominant than that. The Rebels have 7 passing yards and about 30 rushing yards. Barnes from the shotgun takes the snap, a flag, and a dead ball, false start or illegal procedure is going to be the call here.
Good start. Number 51 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Correction. 2nd down.
That's 5 penalties against the Tigers for 45 yards, but it really hasn't hurt them. The thing that's hurt is a few incomplete passes, and really when you're up 21-0, not much is hurting. Trips to the right side for a 2nd down and 19. Neto on the left hip of Barnes, calls for it. Looks left, looks right, pressure comes. He gets away from one, gets away from another. To the 35, to the 30. Finally, the Rebels will wrap him up in a gang tackle down at the 25. Barnes, a slippery runner, just slipped out of 2 or 3 tackles on that run. Rebels had him back to the line of scrimmage at about the 35, but he was able to work his way forward to the 24. A 9-yard gain for Barnes. 3rd down, make it a 5-yard gain. Barnes fakes the throw over the middle. Now he tucks and tries to run, and the Rebels again get some pressure. Andrew Rex dives in and wraps him up, brings him down at the 25. They may spawn it closer to the 24. And it's 4th down and 14 for the Tigers. Pistol formation, they'll go for it here on 4th and 14. Barnes back to throw, looks right, looks left. Pressure comes, the Rebels can't get him down though. Again, like Carson Wentz, he springs free to the 20, down the left sideline to the 10-yard line, very close to a first down. This will all depend on the spot. Barnes needed 14 to move the chains, and I think he got it. No, he didn't quite get it. The Rebels stop him just short, but what running by Bryson Barnes. So elusive in the backfield. Get away from would-be tacklers. Rebels brought him down at the 13 and forced the turnover on downs. So Rich takes over, 1st and 10 with 1:02 left in the first half. And if you're Rich, I don't know if you try to be greedy and go to get a score here. You certainly don't give it back to the Tigers and allow them to put another more points on the board. Pitch left side, Kinnan Clark, and he gets a short gain, a yard or two at most. Rebels from their own 14-yard line. Clark gets out to the 15. Clark with 5 carries, 6 yards in the game. Last couple of weeks, he's gone for 413 total against Layton Christian and Altamont. 200 yards against Layton Christian, 213 against Altamont. 2nd down and 8 for the Rebel offense. Anderson fakes the handoff or fakes the pitch, then gives to Clark up the middle, and he fights his way forward across the 20. Close to a first down, out near the 22, with 18 seconds left to go in this second quarter, and the Tigers on top 21-0. Looks like they'll put Clark's carry out to the 23. And move the chains. Rebels will take a timeout. Maybe thinking they can go take a shot or two here. Clark's carry, that last carry was 8 yards. Puts him at 6 carries, 14 yards in the game. And that contrast that with the Tigers' leading rusher, 14 carries, 110 yards for Ty Neto. Milford winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Volleyball team today beat Wayne and Monument Valley. If you're looking at scores, the Rebels win over Monument Valley, close scores. In fact, the Rebels won the third set 29-27. They had to come from behind. Most of that is because Coach Cindy Stewart elected to play JV member players for most of that match against Monument Valley, or for much of it at least. So the Rebels win. They'll face Milford tomorrow in the semifinals, 11 o'clock. You can tune in and listen live with a live scoreboard at mylocalradio.com. Pregame starts at 10:40. Anderson in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls to his left. He's got some good protection. Now stops, heaves it down the sideline looking for Calder. He stopped and jumped, ball over his head. 2 defenders were there. Anderson now 1 of 5 for 7 yards. And again, offensively, contrast that with Milford's Bryson Barnes, 6 of 13, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Milford's offense has just been on point today, where the Rebels have not. 10 seconds left, first half. Jarman, tight end on the left side. Trineri wide to the right. Several defenders out there on the right side as Clark gets the handoff, fights his way across the 25. I think the Rebels have one more timeout. I don't think they'll use it here with time running down and out. Clark got out to the 27-yard line. That was a 4-yard gain, but not much meaning in it as the Rebels go into the half trailing 21-0. Milford on top on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. This second quarter has been brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. Stay tuned. Our T-Bar-S Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston halftime shows coming up after the break on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
It's Truck Month going on right now at Auto Farm Castle Rock in Evanston. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models or get 20% off select models. Receive up to $3,500 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's Truck Month going on now at Auto Farm. 0% for 72 or 20% off. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cache Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
Your vehicle represents one of the major investments you'll make in your lifetime. If you have an accident, large or small, take care of your investment with a professional team that understands the value of your vehicle. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston has been repairing and restoring vehicles to just like new condition for over 7 years. Don't trust your investment to just anyone. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. Welcome back to Milford. In the quarterfinal round of the state playoffs, the Tigers lead the Rebels 21-7 at the half. Brought to you by T-Bar Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. We'll take a quick break and be back with first half highlights presented by Rich County after this presentation of Rich Rebel football on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. And welcome you joined in, listening and watching at KSL.com as well.
Everybody gets rock chips at one time or another in your vehicle window. From now on, anytime you get a chip in your windshield, don't think, oh booger. Instead, think T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Rock chips are fixed in minutes, and the team at T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston will come to you, or you can stop by the shop. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Call us today.
Welcome back to the halftime show, brought to you by T-Bar Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. Milford with a dominant first half, leading 21-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. And let's give you some first half highlights, brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. Most of those highlights were the Tigers. They took the opening kickoff and started from their own 39. 6 plays later, 61 yards, 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Ty Netto ran it in from 8 yards out. The big play on that drive, Bryson Barnes connected with Cole Wilson for 47 yards to set up that 8-yard touchdown run by Netto. And the Tigers kicked the extra point through. It was 7-0. Rebels they picked up a first down, but then stalled out, punted, and the Tigers answered. From their own 14-yard line, they went 10 plays, 86 yards in just under 4 minutes. And Jackson Davis caught a 3-yard touchdown pass from Bryson Barnes. There were some big plays on that drive as well. But the big one was the 3-yard touchdown catch by Davis. Extra point was good, and the Tigers were on top 14-0. Teams went back and forth, exchanged a couple of punts. Then the Rebels, on a possession deep in their own territory, fumbled at the 18, and Milford took advantage of that field position. Bryson Barnes, on 3rd down and long, connected with Cole Wilson for 15-yard score. And that was a 3-play, 16-yard drive that lasted just 52 seconds. Kicks have been 3 for 3 for the Tigers on extra point attempts. They led 21-0. Teams went back and forth. Tigers were knocking on the door one more time near the end of the first half, but Rebels held them, turned it over on downs. Rich took over and couldn't get anything going before the half. Tigers with 90 yards through the air. Bryson Barnes, 6 of 13, 105 yards, but he's been sacked twice. 130 yards on the ground, most of that Ty Netto. 9 carries, 110 yards. The Rebels just 54 yards of offense in that first half, 6 yards through the air and 54 yards on the ground. Both Jared Anderson, the quarterback, and Kennan Clark, the Rebel running back, have 18 yards rushing in the game. Clark came in as the, I think, fourth leading rusher in 1A football with 861 yards, including 200 yards in each of the last 2 games, 200-plus yards. But today the Tiger defense has bottled him up, 18 yards on 7 carries. And again, the comparison, offensively, Tigers with 220 yards of offense, Rebels with just 54. And that shows on the scoreboard where Milford leads 21-0. Some quick scores from around the rest of the state. Kanab was on top of Layton Christian big time. That game started at 3 o'clock, and at the half it was Kanab 38-0. Layton Christian scored a couple of times in the third quarter, but Kanab still leads big, 38-16. Parowan scored twice in the second quarter to lead Altamont 20-0. And Duchesne leads Monticello at the start of the second quarter, 14-0. Those are your other games around 1A. The winner of this one will take on, looks like, Kanab. And the other 2 winners, Parowan and Duchesne, is what it looks like so far, will face off. Of course, those games next week at Weber State University. And you can tune in live here on mylocalradio.com. And, of course, as always, on KSL and Deseret News. First half highlights here at the half are brought to you by Rich County, Rebels with a championship cause. Stay tuned when we return. Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston halftime show. We'll visit with this week's standout student, and that's Jackie Leifson, a senior at Rich High School. The interview will be brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Bo Holman, council members Hugh Holman, Audrey Jessen, Raymond Franson, Millie Bradshaw, and Clerk Lisa Bell. 21-0 at the half. Milford with the lead over the Rich Rebels on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Woodruff, Utah has a long pioneer history with a post office that has been in operation since 1872. Woodruff was named after Wilford Woodruff, the 4th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and is home to the Woodruff Steakhouse, a former Latter-day Saint office building that is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Our rich pioneer heritage is reflected in all our students by their hard work and commitment to excellence in the classroom and in their sports.
Ryan Steinekert with senior Jackie Leifson at Rich High School. Jackie, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What are you involved with at Rich High School?
Well, I do cross country and basketball, and I will do track.
Cross country just finished up. It's your senior year. How'd you do?
I did a lot better than I thought I would, so that's really good.
Why did you not think you'd do that well?
Well, because the last 2 years I haven't done that great at state. I haven't tried a lot harder, but so I tried hard this year, and I actually made it somewhere, so I was really happy.
8th place finish individually, the team 3rd overall. What did you do to get better, faster, finish higher?
Well, we got a new coach this year, and we did a lot more training and a lot of hills, which I think improved our times and helped for that Sugar Hill.
Did you notice a difference in elevation? I mean, there is a bit of a difference from here down to Salt Lake. Is that something that factored in at all?
I mean, I'm sure it did, but when you're thinking about running, you're just kind of thinking about breathing and how the air is better, and it's harder to go up the hill.
What do you like about running?
It's just something to be involved with and just taking my time, a lot of release from homework and everything else.
So you're doing cross country to put off homework? Is that how it is?
Basically.
Jackie, do you feel like did you have a goal set for yourself? Did you accomplish a goal, or was it just to do your best? How did that all work out, and what did you expect coming into this year?
Yeah, my mom asked what my goal was, and I told her it was to not die. And I also got academic, so it was really cool to get 2 awards.
Congratulations on that. Academic All-State and 8th place individually.
Thank you.
You mentioned that you are also involved with track and field. You play basketball. Anything else?
Just a lot of college classes.
Tell me about what events you do in track and field.
I do the 300 hurdles, the 2 mile, sometimes the 1 mile, and I'd like to start doing the 800.
Do you see yourself continuing to train, stay in shape during the winter to get ready for the spring?
Yeah, definitely. Just for basketball and trying to stay in shape, because I always end up losing it and then you have to get back into it. It's really...
Will basketball and being in shape for basketball keep you where you want to be for the distance running and stuff in the spring?
Yeah, it will. And it's a lot different than cross country, so I had to get back into sprinting for the hurdles.
Tell me a little bit more, continuing with cross country, how different or how much different has it been with having Coach Worthland around? And it seems like he's got a real passion. He loves to run and loves coaching the cross country.
Yeah, it's been a lot different with the coach there and pushing you instead of just telling you what to do, and then you had to have your own. But having him there helped a lot.
Let's go to the classroom. You mentioned taking a lot of college classes. Are you working on an associate's degree?
Yeah, I am.
Is that something you're excited to be done with, or is it something you enjoy doing now?
It's definitely something I'm excited to be done with.
What classes are you taking?
I'm taking art and business and communications and a nursing class, and then the Math 1010 and English 1010 from Mr. K and Mr. Smith.
Now, despite the fact you're looking forward to being done with those, are there any of them?
Communications has been fun because we don't do a lot of homework. We do a lot of speeches, which has been fun.
You like speaking?
Not necessarily, but it'll be good to have in the future.
And it means no homework.
Definitely.
I'm starting to notice a trend here, Jackie. No homework is good.
No homework is fantastic.
I wish you'd tell my son's teacher that same thing.
Yeah, most teachers need to know that.
Do you know, like, what's on the horizon for you? A few months away, you're going to graduate from Rich High School. What's coming after that?
I'm planning on UVU right now, thinking about admission, but we'll see how it goes with finances and stuff.
Do you know what you plan to go into, study? I mean, you'll have your associate's degree when you get there. What's on the horizon?
I'm planning on doing like an FCHD degree, so family and consumer, and a little bit of business.
What draws you into that?
It just opens a lot of opportunities I can go into. There's like interior design and culinary arts, or I can go into education.
Musical? Will you do the musical here at Rich?
Yeah, I'm going to this year.
Beauty and the Beast? Are you hoping for a certain role or just anything you get?
Well, he already casted it, so I'm going to be the enchantress and the narrator and just back up people, which is good because I like doing that.
You like being an enchantress or the narrator or backing up?
Just backing up so I can be in a lot of scenes and not have to worry about one role.
Jackie, what do you like about basketball?
It's a lot different than cross country and track because those are very solo sports, so being a part of the team and being competitive is a lot of fun in basketball.
Have you spent much time in the off season getting ready for this year on jump shooting, dribbling, anything else?
Not as much as I should have, but I have been with my brother just playing and shooting.
Anything that you like to do, any hobbies you have outside of school and what we've talked about?
Not a lot. I did just get a cat, and I'm persuading my dad to let me keep it home, but that's pretty much my hobby right now.
Offer him some fiddle faddle or something. Once a week he gets a free box of fiddle faddle. He might go for it.
He might.
Jackie, speaking of the old man, what's it like having him here at the school teaching seminary?
It's really nice to have him at the school just so I can go get snacks whenever I want or something. But in class, it's most of the time good because I can ask him questions, but sometimes it's embarrassing, but he knows it's embarrassing, so it's fine.
What academic goals do you have set for yourself your senior year?
Well, right now I'm just trying to keep my grades up because I've had a 4.0 up to this point, and I'm trying not to lose it, but keeping that grade point average would be really nice.
Tough with the college classes. Are you in the running for a valedictorian?
Yeah, so far there's 5 of us right now that still have a 4.0, so.
That's impressive. Good luck keeping that up.
Thank you.
Any athletic goals or other goals you have set for yourself this year?
Yeah, I think I'd like to go to state in all my events and track again this year, and then basketball, we'll just see how it goes. We could probably go pretty far at state, and I'm hoping.
One academic All-State in the bag, a top 10 finish at cross country. Last question, what's the best thing about being a Rich Rebel?
Just being able to participate in everything and nothing's holding you back because there's so many opportunities.
Jackie Leifson, senior at Rich High School, thanks so much for your time. Again, congratulations on the finish at cross country. Good luck the rest of the school year.
Thanks.
You've been tuned in to the Town of Woodruff Standout Student featuring Jackie Leifson. Thanks so much, Jackie. We're getting ready for the Town of Randolph third quarter. Rebels are back out on the field warming up and get ready to go. Tigers making their way out right now. Milford on top, 21-0 at the half. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
When you need body work or a windshield replacement, it can be as simple as dropping your vehicle off and picking it up a couple of days later. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston works directly with your insurance company to save you time and hassle. We know it isn't convenient to have a vehicle in the shop. That's why we work hard to repair and restore as quickly as possible to get you back on the road. Make it hassle-free. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
Welcome back to Milford High School, where the Tigers lead the Rebels 21-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Tigers beat Rich about a month and a half ago here on this field, 21-7. And Milford matched that output in the first half of this one. A big part of it, well, 2 big parts. Bryson Barnes, 6 of 13, 2 touchdowns, 105 yards through the air. And Ty Netto, 14 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown. That's one big part. The offense is rolling for Milford. The other part is the defense has shut down the Rebels. Rich with 6 passing yards, 48 rushing yards in the first half. And Milford looking to return to the semifinals for the second consecutive year. The Rebels have not missed the semifinals since 2005. And this is a tough year. And you know, Coach Brown gets a lot of respect from coaches around the state, and he's some very good things as the Rebel head coach. He was an assistant coach for those first 3 Rebel state championships in 94, 95, and 96. Been the head man since about 97, I believe, and won 3 championships in 02, 09, and 2014. And never in his tenure have the Rebels failed to get at least 3 wins in a season. But Rich, just 24 minutes away from a 1-9 year. Been an interesting, tough season for the Rich Rebels. Taking a quick look at some other scores around the state. You're tuned into the halftime show brought to you by T-Bar Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston. The winner of this one will go on to face the winner between Kanab and Layton Christian. Kanab had a 38-0 lead at the half. Layton Christian scored twice in the third quarter to make it 38-16, but Kanab with still a commanding lead there at Christian, and that's a surprising score. The Eagles beat Kanab at home just about a month ago, 7-0, but Kanab found their offense, found some chinks in the Layton Christian armor. Parowan, 26-0 lead over Altamont, just started of the third quarter, and Duchesne, a 26-0 lead over Monticello at the half. So it looks like, at least unless some teams mount some major comebacks, it'll be Kanab against Milford and Duchesne against Parowan in the semifinals next week at Weber State University. And we'll be streaming those games live here on mylocalradio.com. I'll be there and excited to cover whatever teams are there. And if it's Milford, there's always some excitement going on as they just, boy, Coach Marshall loves he's got that track meet mentality. He wants to get out, run, throw, and they've done a good job of it so far today. Leading the Rebels 21-0 at the half. Our halftime has been presented by T-Bar Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. Rebel will receive to start this second half. Our kickoffs, when Rich kicks it off, are brought to you by Bear Lake Physical Therapy. Rebels kicked off to start the game. We've also got sponsors for the touchdowns, Pro Physical Therapy, and Extra Points, Rich County 4-H. And we're looking for some of those if you're a Rich Rebel fan. Rebel Volleyball went 2-0 today. They swept their 2 opponents. Milford did the same, swept their 2 opponents. Played the Tigers in the semifinals tomorrow at 11 o'clock. A short squib kick, and it's dove on or dived on. Correct me, need an English teacher nearby. Colton Hislop dives on it, and the Rebels will have good field position to start their first possession of this second half. Third quarter is brought to you by the town of Randolph. Rebels picked up just, I think, 2 first downs in that first half, make it 3 first downs in the first half. And they're looking to move the chains a few times here, hopefully put one on the board. First and 10 for the Rebels at their own 28-yard line. Give up the middle, ball on the right hash. Rebels attacking north to south, and a short gain for, I believe it was Cook. We'll see who comes up out of that pile. No, it was Clark on the short gain. Rebels from their own 29 on possession. A 1-yard gain out to the 30. Kenan Clark, 8 carries, 19 yards in the game. Tiger defense up the middle has been stout, led in part by big Wyatt Parker, the junior. Wishbone behind Anderson, takes the snap, pulls it, keeping it on the option. He's got it around the corner. Now a late pitch for Clark, and it drops to the ground, and he boots it. Now in baseball, they'll often call an error a boot. Clark literally booted that thing as he was running, incidental, and it works out for the Rebels as that one, he booted it forward and toward the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. Rebel football, that's a gain of about 6 out to the 36-yard line. I don't know if that goes in the books as a 6-yard gain for Clark, but it brings up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 for Rich. Anderson takes it, keeps it himself on the snap, and drives forward. He's got the first down out around the 40 and a little bit more. So the Rebels pick up a comprehensive family dental first down. Anderson with 4 yards on the carry. Ball in the left hash as the Rebels attack left to right, and Rich has gone back at least these first 3 plays of the drive. Gone back to, you know what, we're down 21-0. We're not going to get it all back in one play, so let's ground and grind. Wishbone and Anderson in the under center, gives to Cook on the left side. He gets a short gain across the 30-yard line to about the 32. Cook with 3 carries, 8 yards in the first half, and picks up a yard and a half. We'll give him 2 on that carry, out near the 42-yard line. 21-0. Tigers with the lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Barnes over here on the sideline warming up with Stetson Wright. Set to take the field if the defense can get a stop. Rebels, Wishbone in the backfield. Reagan Huffner wide right side. Pitch left to Clark, and initially a good hole, but it was closed in a hurry, and Clark goes nowhere. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. And he was actually able to fall forward for a gain of 1. Clark at 10 carries, 26 yards. He came in averaging 6 yards per carry. I can do that math. 26 divided by 10 is 2.6. The Tigers really shutting down the Rebel running game today. Milford leads 21-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. A 3rd down and 7 for the Rebel offense. Ball in the left hash from their own 42. Anderson in the shotgun. Two backs on each hip. He'll take the snap, throws out to the left side, looking for Trineri. He had him. The throw was hit high, and Kaysen let it go through his hands and incomplete. He pounds the ground, pounds his fist into the turf after that incompletion. Surely thinking to himself, I should have had that one. Kaysen and Jared Anderson, the good buddies, and I'm sure Kaysen will go in and say, man, sorry, my bad, Jared, I should have had it. Anderson 1 of 6, 7 yards through the air. Rebels in a punting situation on a 4th and 7. Jarman to boot it away, and Wright back deep to receive. It's partially blocked. Bounces at the Milford 44. Rebels, Reagan Huffner gets a quick hand on it, knocks it down and downs it. And so Milford, on top of leading 21-0, forcing the Rebel punt after just 1 first down, gets a piece of the punt and has excellent field position. They'll spot it at the Milford 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers. We'll see if their offense picks up where it left off in the first half. 21 points, 220 yards of offense. Most of that on the ground, about half and half really. Barnes takes the snap and straight arms Ander Rex as he runs out to the right side. He's got some room down the sideline, tripped up and then hit, and he's still on his feet as he goes out of bounds. Bryson Barnes about 20 yards. That was a quarterback keeper on an option read. He pulled it away from Neto, took it around the right side, and went into Rebel territory. They spot it down at the 38. So that's 17 yards for Barnes. He's up to 40 rushing yards on 6 carries in the game. He's the 2nd leading rusher for this Milford Tiger team. Has 13 touchdowns on the ground, 24 through the air, including the 2 today. And a whistle, a flag, a dead ball. False start on the Tigers. That's 50 yards in penalties against Milford. They're attacking right to left. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, or welcome you in on KSL and Deseret News as well. That's south to north here at Milford High School on a beautiful afternoon. And it's breezy, and the breeze a little bit chilly, but boy, it's still t-shirt weather if you're moving around a little bit. 1st down and 15. Loaded pistol. Barnes takes the snap, throws out to his right. He's got Pomeranke. He makes the catch and steps out of bounds with a 1st down at the Rebel 25. The nice timing route. Jordan Cook, the defender, on the play. Bryson Barnes gets his completion percentage back up to 50% with that completion, down to the Rebel 26. And that moves the chains on a 12-yard gain. Barnes takes the snap, gives to Neto, going right, tries to cut back in, and he's sandwiched and brought down, excuse me, at the 25-yard line. Daniel Gifford in on the tackle. And a short gain. Pomerenko with 2 catches, 20, 1-yard gain. Has him at 111 rushing yards in the contest. 21-0, Milford on top, knocking on the door. At the Rebel 24-yard line, a 2nd down and 9. 2 receivers right, 2 out wide left, Twins on the wide side of the field. Barnes from the shotgun, steps back, looking to throw, and pressure comes. He gets away from it, runs clear to his back, fakes the throw again. Still on his feet toward the left side, being hunted by Kinnan Clark, who gets him down on the sideline. Back deep. It'll be a loss of several yards. Ander Rex slow to get up way on the other side of the field, but he pops up and heads back toward the line of scrimmage. Barnes, boy, that easily could have been a 20-yard loss, but he uses his feet so well. Turns it into just a short loss. They spot it down at the 27. That's a loss of about 3. Brings up a 3rd and 11 for the Milford Tigers. 2 receivers right, 2 out wide left. Pomerenko and Wright on the left side. Davis and Wilson on the right. Loaded pistol with Neto behind Barnes in the shotgun. Back looking to throw. He's got Wright over the middle, who bobbles it. If he doesn't bobble that, he might have had room to run, and he ended up dropping it. And that was an issue when the Rebels played here at Milford a month and a half ago, was dropped passes. That one costs the Tigers at least half of what they needed to get the first down. Now it's 4th and 11. And Milford with a 21-0 lead, going to go for it here on 4th and 11 at the Rebel 27. Barnes again in the shotgun. The snap is low. He scoops it up, steps forward, looking to run, and he's chased down, drugged down from behind by Nick Jarman. So the Rebels take advantage of a little miscue by the Tigers on that low snap. Barnes got down to the 27, so back to the line of scrimmage, and the Tigers will turn it over on downs. Rebels' last possession start at their own 29. This possession, they'll start from their own 27. With 7:44 left to go in the 3rd quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph. Ball on the right hash as the Rebels spread things back out a bit. They went back to a more ground and grind formation, the wishbone, on that last possession, and they picked up a first down, but they have not yet put together a drive of more than 1 first down today. Clark in motion. Anderson takes the snap. Quick give to Kinnan, and he finds some room around the left side. He's got a first down, spun, but kept his feet across the 40 to the 45 before he's finally brought down. Clark with a gain of about 17, and that's the Rebels' biggest play of the day. Clark had a gain of 8 yards earlier. Rich has completed 1 pass. That run by Kinnan Clark around the left side goes for 18 yards and a comprehensive Family Dental first down. Dr. Sean Grohl with 2 offices, one in Randolph, Utah, one in Hiram, Utah. Help you for your dental care needs. It's trying to be convenient there. Make it easy on you and your family with those 2 offices. That's Comprehensive Family Dental. Anderson will bring Cook in motion from the left side, fakes the handoff there, keeps it himself. He's tripped up, dives across the 45, a short gain for Jared Anderson. Our Rebels will have a 2nd down and long. Anderson picks up 1. He's at 23 yards on 7 carries. Now this Milford defense, boy, they're fast to the football. They're also disciplined. They stay in their assignments, and they're not easily fooled, and that's been a big part of the goose egg on the scoreboard, and the Rebels with less than 100 yards of offense through 2.5 quarters. 6:40 left here in the 3rd. Give to Cook around the right side. He gets a block, cuts upfield, loses his footing, and dives forward across the 50. He likely has a first down and more if he's able to keep his footing. A late flag flies in from the line judge, and it'll be a line or a sideline warning, I believe, against one of the teams. Flew in from the Rebel sideline. That would be a 2nd warning against Rich, and then would on a second warning, a second sideline warning, is a 5-yard penalty. So Cook made it out to the 50, a 4-yard gain. But the penalty.
Sideline warning, Rich. Their second sideline warning, it's a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So that negates the last 2 plays the Rebels had of 5 yards and brings up second down and 10. Rich with 4 penalties, 35 yards in the game. Clark in motion, and the give to him around the left side. Good blocking. Trey Sidaway sealed the defensive end to the outside. Clark cuts inside of that, across the 50, dives forward to the 47 of Milford. Neto on the tackle, and the Rebels face a 3rd and short. So Rich, that was a 7-yard gain for Clark. A 3rd and 3 for the Rebels. Anderson in the shotgun, 2 receivers right. There are 2 on the right, 3 on the left. Man in motion is Jordan Cook. He takes it and again loses his footing, dives into the line. He's real close to a first down. He needed the 45, and where the line judges are coming in, it would look like he got it. Judge on the side where the chain gang is says move those chains. So Rich with a comprehensive family dental first down at the Milford 45-yard line. And Coach Thane Marshall is going to take a timeout here. The Rebels are running the same play, right, then left, then right, then left. And I think Marshall wants to tell his team this is how we stop it, guys. We'll take a quick timeout. Third quarter is brought to you by the town of Randolph. Milford on top 21-0 on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
Rebels taking their time in the hut on the timeout. Tigers, I have no doubt in my mind that Coach Marshall is saying, okay, guys, we've seen the same play 5 or 6 times in a row. This is how we stop it. Stop getting sucked in. We'll see what the Rebels do. They're lined up in the same formation. Trips out left, 2 receivers right, Jordan Cook and Aaron Smith, the tight man. Here's the snap. Anderson fakes the handoff. Now he throws out to his left, and it's tipped. What a defensive play by Alec Williams. I know they don't call him Alec. I think is it Ike Williams? Let me find that. Oh, it's, no, that is Alec. I was thinking of Trey Williamson or Ike Keller. But what a defensive play out there by Williams. The pass intended for Aaron Smith. Williams deflects it, incomplete. And it's second down and 10 for Rich. Anderson again brings Clark in motion, gives it to him around the left side, and Clark cuts inside, skips past one tackler to the 40, and he's hit and brought down there at the 39 of Milford. Jackson Davis, Wade Neto, or Ty Neto in on the tackle. And a gain of 5 to the 39. A third and 5 for the Rebels. Trailing 21-0. This game's still not out of reach if they can score here and then come up with some defensive. Cook in motion. Anderson takes the snap. It was high, pulls it down, gives it to Cook, who's wrapped up from behind. He dives forward and gets close to a first down. Trey Williamson knifed in there and wrapped up Cook to bring him down a yard short at the 36. Actually about 2 yards short. Rebels needed 5. They got about 3 1/4 of a yard. They need the 34-yard line to move the chains, and this is 4-down territory, especially the way it is. 21-0. Tigers on top. Rebels have some momentum going with this drive. They've picked up a few first downs and a tight formation. Anderson takes the snap, gives up the middle. Clark has the first down. He stood up and driven back, but he picked up an initial about 3 yards before Neto and Ryan Mayer pushed him back. That was a nice big Saby Trucking offensive line hole, brought to you by Saby Trucking. Just about big enough to drive a semi through. I think Scott may have been able to get a semi through that. I don't think I would have. Clark up to 59 rushing yards. That was a 3-yard gain down to the 32, and a comprehensive Family Dental first down. Third first down of the drive. That matches the first down total the Rebels had in the whole first half. Anderson sends Clark in motion, gives him the football around the left side. Clark has to cut upfield and nowhere to go, and that's the adjustment that Marshall called the timeout to make, as I believe it was Neto who came in to the backfield and brought Clark down. Oh no, Trey Williamson for a loss of 2 back near the 35. So Clark, who's at 59 rushing yards on 15 carries, loses 1 there, and the Rebels face a 2nd down and 11 at the Milford 30, just inside the 35. Tigers on top, 21-0, 3:15 left to go. Third quarter brought to you by the town of Randolph. Trips out to the left, 2 receivers right. Cook in motion, fake the handoff there. Looking for Smith over the middle. He's got him at the 20, to the 15, to the 10. He's drugged down from behind, and that's what the Rebels needed. They found some success on that man coming in motion. Then they fake it there and throw to Smith right up the gut to the 10-yard line. And it looks like Coach Marshall will take another timeout. Rebels down to the 10, knocking on the door, trailing 21-0 with 3:04 left to go in the third. Back after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It's Truck Month going on right now at Auto Farm Castle Rock in Evanston. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models or get 20% off select models. Receive up to $3,500 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's Truck Month going on now at Auto Farm. 0% for 72 or 20% off. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
The Rebels finding some offensive success with taking a little bit out of the playbook, spreading things out and running some misdirection. They'll bring a man in motion and then either give it to Clark or Cook, depending on who's in motion. And they've gained quite a few yards on that play just with the handoff. And then on that last play, they faked the handoff, and then Anderson throws over the top right down the middle to Aaron Smith for 24 yards, a first down, and it's 1st and goal for the Rebel offense. Attacking left to right with 3:04 left to go in the third quarter. Rebels attacking left to right. That's north to south here at Milford High School. Same formation with the trips right. Clark on the right side. Anderson in the shotgun. Comes in motion, fakes the handoff there. Anderson tries to keep it himself, but he's absolutely stuffed in the backfield. The defensive penetration got back there. Clark was blocking to the outside, and Anderson tried to go outside, and there was nothing there. There was a man coming up the middle and a man on the outside, and I think it was Russell Walker who brought Anderson down back at the 15, a 5-yard loss. Rich trying a variation of that same formation, and even with the man in motion, looks like they'll do it again. Trips to the left side. That's the short side of the field. Ball on the left hash. Anderson will bring Cook in motion, and he gives it to Cook around the right side. Can't get around the end. Hardy is there for the tackle. Nope, that was Williamson. Trey Williamson. If they'd been able to get past Williamson, there was a lot of room to run for Cook, but good defensive penetration by that Milford front 7 guys. A loss of 2 back to the 17. Cook with 7 carries, 15 yards in the ball game after that loss of 2. And now Rich faces a 3rd and goal from the Milford, just about out to the 18-yard line, just inside the 18, I should say. Anderson in the shotgun, trips left, 2 receivers right. Cook comes in motion, fake the handoff there, then throws down the right side looking for Calder, and a pass interference. Easy call there as Gage Hardy did not turn around until the ball was there. He definitely interfered with Calder trying to come back, make the catch, and that's an easy call. Pass interference in the end zone. Now I think that'll be half the distance to the goal, so it'll still be 3rd and goal.
Defense, number 15, half the distance to the goal, replay, third down.
They walk it off from the 18-yard line, so that's a 9-yard penalty down to the 9. So Rich facing a 3rd and goal. I don't want to say it out loud, but boy, you've got a couple of guys like Cook, who's played some quarterback. Aaron Smith, I know, can throw the ball. If you run that same formation and do a halfback pass, not going to get it here, though, as the Rebels are in a wishbone with Calder on the right side for 3rd and goal at the 9. Anderson takes the snap, throws a quick one. He's got Trineri, makes the catch. Pitch to Clark, who rolls down the sideline and into the end zone. Touchdown. The hook and lateral works for the Rebels to put some points on the board. Kinnan Clark with the score, and the Rebels punching in from 13 plays. A 9-yard touchdown pass from Anderson to Trineri to Clark rather. And it took some trick plays all the way down the field for the Rebels to put that one in. Rebels trailing 21-6, will line up to kick the extra point. Jarman to hold, Porter Weston to kick. 1:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Snap is good. Jarman places it down, and Porter, it goes off the left side of his foot, no good, wide left. Unfortunate for Rich. The PAT is no good, and Rich trails 21-6 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. We'll keep it right here, and again, thank the sponsor of our camera today, the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. Visit BearLakeRealty.com if you're looking for beachfront or room with a view, maybe a secluded mountain retreat. Any number of timeshare options, the best, the longest, that's the realty company that's been the longest, Gary McKee and Amber McKee in Garden City, and the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. Well, Rebels, see if they can keep this momentum going. They need to get a defensive stop. That drive, 13 plays. That was a good old-fashioned Rich Rebel drive. 13 plays to go 73 yards. And they run off 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Contrast that with the Tigers' longest drive of the day was 86 yards, 10 plays, 3 minutes, 49 seconds, half the time. But it works either way. You get the points on the board. Rebels fail on the extra point attempt. The touchdown was brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy and physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark. The extra point attempt by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Here's the Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoff. Weston off the right side of his foot. It's fielded off the hop by Hardy. He's across the 30 to 35. Kinnan Clark wraps him up and brings him down there. Clark helps him up off the turf. And Milford with decent field position. Now, Rebels defense needs a step up here as Milford takes over from their own 36-yard line, a 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Shadows getting long here. The sun setting behind us before too long at Milford High School. We're looking, if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, looking out toward the east. Neto gets the handoff up the middle and goes straight up the gut for 4. Ty Neto, 115 yards on 16 carries, including that 4-yard gain. Rebels trying to make some noise from get their team into it. Get those boys on the field fired up. Need some emotion out here to get a stop. About a 4-yard gain for the Tigers. Loaded pistol with 2 receivers right, twins out left. Stetson Wright in motion, fake the handoff there. Barnes keeps it himself around the left side. He's stopped up and he's hit hard by 4, 5, 6 Rebels. Jarman was the first one to make the hit and stop the progression by Barnes on the left side. Milford trying a little bit of trickery, and it doesn't work as the Rebels. I've talked a lot about the Milford defense keeping their assignments. The Rebels do it for certain on that play. They maintain their assignment football, and Barnes loses 2. So a 3rd down and 8 for the Milford offense. Loaded pistol. Barnes takes the snap, fakes the throw right, looking to running to his right. He gets around the end, looking to run and pick up a 1st down with his feet. He's going to get the 1st down, but he's hit hard by Clark right at the marker. A huge collision. 2 flags, 3 flags fly in late, and I think we'll have a late hit by the Rebels. Jordan Cook came in and may have lowered the head, may have been even a targeting, as Barnes and Clark were wrapped up fighting for an extra yard or two, and Barnes trying to get the 1st down, Clark kind of trying to keep him from it. It was a good clean hit by Clark.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit, number 23.
But a late hit by the Rebels.
First down.
And one of the things you love about Jordan Cook is his fiery attitude. But on that play, the fiery attitude hurts. Personal foul, late hit, 15 yards from the end of the run, so it was already a first down near midfield. Tack on 15 yards to that. And the Tigers have a 1st and 10 at the Rebel 38. That was a 9-yard run by Barnes. It would have been just short of a first down based on the 15 yards tacked on for the penalty. But that's beside the point because the penalty happened, and that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 21-6, Tigers with the lead at home in the quarterfinal round of the state playoffs, looking to move on. Rebels looking to come back in this one as we end the 3rd quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph. Mayor Lynn Weston, board member Simbel, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. Nice run by Barnes that would have been real close to a first down, and then a late hit personal foul against Rich moves the chains for the Tigers. A 1st and 10 at the Rebel 38. Barnes with a loaded pistol takes the snap, runs to his left, looking to pitch. Now he keeps it himself. He's wrapped up, breaks a tackle, breaks another. Rebels trying to strip. They wrap him up, hit him hard. Finally a whistle blown as the progress is stopped. And more flags fly in as the Rebels don't stop on the whistle. Cook was continuing to battle. A couple Tigers came in and were trying to push and hit as well, but this will almost surely be another personal foul against Rich. Some fans on the sidelines yelling, "Get him out of here," and a certain F word followed by the word cheaters. Fans not happy about that late contact. And it's another personal foul, late hit. And it wasn't, but it certainly was late contact and continuing to play after the whistle. Another 15 yards. It would have been about a 5-yard gain for Barnes on the carry. They take it down to the 14-yard line. So Barnes had actually picked up almost 9 yards down near the Rebel 29. Fans continue to shout, "Kick him out, get him out of here." That's twice in a row, they say. 21-6, and they're not right. They're not wrong, that's for sure. Barnes in the loaded pistol, trips left. Cole Wilson on the right side. Here's the snap. Give to Neto up the middle. Good hole, but then it's closed in a hurry, and he's wrapped up. Finally, the whistle comes in again, and this time the Rebels stop. Even Colton Hislop in there puts his hands back as if like in a basketball. I didn't touch him. Gets his hands back as he tries to make sure we don't get another personal foul penalty. A short gain for the Tigers. We'll give him 3 for Ty Neto on the gain up the middle. He's at 118 yards. I said the Rebel 14. That was actually at the Rebel 16. Barnes, pump fake, still holding, looks to throw. He's got Cole Wilson. A flag flies in as Wilson makes the catch and gets down to the 2 before he's brought down. There was a little bit of early contact as Wilson made the catch, and I think we'll have a pass interference. It'll be a first down, half distance to the goal. We'll put it likely at the 1 rather than at the 2. Let's hear the call.
Number 11 of the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
The penalty is a hold against the Rebel defense. They decline it. Barnes now 8 of 16 with that completion. That one for 11 yards to Cole Wilson. First down and goal at the 3-yard line. Barnes fakes the pitch, then hands to Neto, and he's going to walk into the right side of the end zone. And good heavens, Calder gives him a little nudge just after he crosses the goal line. 3 flags fly in, and now that's the officials saying, okay, now we've really got to reel things in. That was just a late little tiny nudge. In context, that's nothing, but I'm sure we're going to get another personal foul late hit against the Rebels. Neto with his 2nd touchdown run of the day. And this drive for Milford, that's some, Rebels had some things going. They'd cut the lead. It was 21-6. And then Milford starts to drive, and the frustration comes out in the form of, man, we just can't stop this potent Milford offense.
Over the play is a touchdown. After the play, personal foul. Number 53 of the defense, correction. Personal foul, number 53 of the offense.
Oh, wow.
Personal foul, number 11 of the defense. Those penalties will offset the try.
So it's an offsetting penalties, a personal foul against Milford, John Hardy, a personal foul against the Rebels, Cameron Calder. And apologies on the last couple of minutes. We haven't had that Stacy's Repair scoreboard up there for you. 10:47 left to go in the 4th quarter. And Milford puts another one on the board. They'll attempt the extra. That was a 6-play, 64-yard drive. Here's the snap. Jackson Davis puts it down. It's booted up and through by Isaiah Montoya. He's 4 for 4 on PAT attempts today. And the Tigers extend the lead back to 3 touchdowns, 28-6 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Quick timeout. We'll be back with more of the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for, knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today. Our 4th quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit BearLakeRealty.com for all your real estate needs in the Bear Lake area, including great timeshare options, beachfront options. And now, was there another penalty I missed, or did they? I didn't see the officials or hear the officials indicate another penalty, but they've just walked off 15 yards on the kickoff. So Milford will boot it away from the Rebel 45. That's another 15 yards in penalties against Rich. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't get an explanation. I didn't see an explanation from the officials on this penalty. A short kick, bounces at the 5, Cook fields at the 3. Upfield, right up the middle to the 15-20. He runs into a wall of defenders. And again, some late contact, pushing and shoving from both teams. We didn't get a real definitive whistle, but definitely contact after the play was over. Rebels will take over 1st and 10. A short kick return. Rich racked up with those 3 personal fouls on that just in the last couple of minutes, is up to 80 yards in penalties. Rich from their own 21-yard line. Milford with a 28-6 lead. Tigers beat the Rebels 21-7 the last time these teams played here at Milford. Give around the right side to Cook. He dances inside the defense, picks up about 5. Make it 4 to the 25-yard line. A 4-yard gain for Cook, and again, it's that same play. Rebels have found a lot of success when they spread things out, at least here today against Milford. We've seen this play, or this same formation and similar plays run against Layton Christian. Rich had some good success against Altamont a little bit last week. But here today against Milford, it's been the only thing that's really worked consistently, at least fairly consistently, is spread things out. Trips out to the right side, 2 receivers left, Anderson in the shotgun, And then we'll see Clark come in motion from his slot position on the right side. Nope, this time Smith goes in motion. Fake the handoff there. Anderson heaves it down the right sideline, looking on the side for Jarman, who makes the grab, keeps his feet in, pulls the ball away from Colton Pomeranke, and the Rebels with a long pass reception to Nick Jarman. And that's the kind of target that we hoped Jarman would be this season when the senior was moved away from the quarterback position in favor of Jared Anderson. That one goes out to the 45-yard line. That's a 20-yard pass and catch. And Jarman's first catch of the day. Rebels, same formation, 2 receivers left, 3 out wide right. Anderson brings Smith in motion, fakes the handoff. No, he did give it to Smith around the right side, upfield, across midfield to the 50, still on his feet, driving forward inside the 46, or to about the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. Aaron Smith with a solid gain. Nick Jarman was a game-time decision for today, and he's been good on defense. Had that 20-yard pass reception a moment ago. Aaron Smith takes it down to the Milford 47, or 48 rather. That's a nice 6-7-yard gain. Aaron's second carry of the day. Brings up a second down and a long 3 for Rich. 3 receivers left, or 3 right, 2 left. Clark in motion from the right side, gets the handoff, cuts upfield immediately, tripped up, keeps his feet, broke through 1 tackle, got inside the 45, and then he's brought down about the 41. That'll be another Comprehensive Family Dental first down for the Rebels. Comprehensive Family Dental in Randolph and Hiram, Utah. Sean Grohl providing quality family since 1998. That ball spotted at the 42. A 6-yard gain. Nope, make it the 43. A 5-yard gain for Clark. Puts him at 63 yards on 16 carries. Anderson with trips right. Clark coming in motion again. Fakes the handoff there. Looks right. Now throws it over the middle for Cook. He's got the catch, and he's drugged down from behind. A lot of contact as Cook came across the middle, and Anderson, boy, that was a tight window, and he dropped it in there perfectly. Great pass by Anderson. He initially wanted to throw deep down the right sideline, gave a pump fake, and then went over the middle to Cook down to the 22-yard line. That's a 22-yard gain, and Cook's second reception of the day. Anderson now 4 of 10 for 73 yards passing this afternoon. Tigers lead, 28 in motion. He gets the handoff this time going left, and the Tigers are all over it. A loss of a yard or 2. I don't think Clark back to the line of scrimmage on that run. Let's take a quick look at scores from the other 1A games today. See if we can get an update on that here in a moment as the Rebels huddle up. Kanab beats Layton Christian 38-16. That's a surprise. Duchesne leads Monticello, or led Monticello at the half, 26-0. Parowan on top of Altamont 41-0 in the 4th quarter. So the winner of this one will play against Kanab next week at Weber State. Smith in motion, gets the handoff around the right side, gets a quick seal block by Daniel Gifford. Smith cuts upfield inside the 20, and then a bunch of Tigers get to him and bring him down. Ty Netto was the leading tackler there. One of the leading tacklers on the team, 57 tackles coming into the game. Brian Williamson, I think they call him Trey. It was the leading tackler, I believe, in all of 1A. 133 tackles coming into this game. Smith gets down to the 16, so a 6-yard gain for Aaron. Puts the Rebels in a 3rd and short situation. 4 yards to go at the Tiger 16-yard line. Knocking on the door. The Rebels need a score here and then would need a couple of defensive stops with 6.5 left to go in the ball game. Anderson brings Clark in motion, fakes the handoff there, throws right sideline. Trineri with a diving catch. Did he hold on? He did on the sideline. First down. That'll move the chains. So Anderson to Trineri, junior to junior, and the Rebels with a Comprehensive Family Dental first down. They'll spot this one down. Looks like it'll be at the 10, at or inside the 10-yard line. Maybe the 9. Give him a 7-yard completion. Rebels with a 1st and goal. Smith in motion. The snap way up over Anderson's head. He goes clear back and falls on it at the 30. Oh, my goodness. That was reminiscent of, what was that team a couple weeks ago? The snap went over the head. They chased it back. It was a 93-yard loss. Not quite that bad on this one for the Rebels. But a big loss nonetheless. It was 1st and goal at about the 9. Clear back to the 30. And I think that goes in the books as a loss on Jared Anderson's stat sheet of 21 yards. I'm going to be kind to him and just put it on a team loss. 2nd and goal. Anderson in the shotgun, takes the snap, pressure comes, he gets away, but then the ball ripped loose, and I think the Anderson comes up with it, but that's back at the 37. That is a loss of 7. And now Rich, which had a 1st and goal at the 9, faces a 3rd and goal. The snap went over Anderson's head, and then a sack by the Milford defense. Tigers led 21-0 at the half. They had things going. Rebels answered, made it 21-6. Just watching Stetson make that run. What an effort. That negates that, brings it back half the distance to the goal on a hold. So a 3rd down and long. The Tigers need their own 35 to move the chains. They're backed up at about their own 8. I've got Milford with 8 penalties, 71 yards in the game. 28-6, 3:25 to go. Rebel offense that's built on and altered Bryson Barnes' pass. Could have been dangerous to get hurt. He's coming off a little jib, but boy, when a quarterback has his arm extended throwing the ball, he's hit from the right side. Again, we'll hope that Barnes did not get hurt on that play. He's coming to the sideline, and again, just hoping he's okay. That would be awful to have him hurt this late in the game with a 28-6 lead. Hardy to boot it away. Boots it a low line drive to the left side. Takes a nice Milford bounce. Jordan Cook chasing it down, and he decides to let it go. Rolls down to the Rebel 33-yard line, and a nice punt from, I believe, did I say Hardy? I believe it was Williamson on the punt. So Rich takes over with 3:07 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter from their own 33-yard line. Milford on top, 28-6. Rebels would need a miracle to avoid missing the semifinals for the first time since 2005. And based on or it looks like we're having some technical issues. Good heavens, KSL. Anderson takes the snap. Play fake, throws right side. He's got Calder near midfield, out about the 50.
Pass complete to Cameron Calder.
Calder makes the catch. Out to the 48-yard line. That's a nice 15-yard gain. First catch of the day for Calder. Apologies on if you're tuned in and this isn't working. I just got a message from my producer back in the studio that the feed has died, or the stream has died. Clark gets the handoff going right. Rebels Comprehensive Family Dental first down on that last play. Clark around the right side picks up a few.
2nd down.
To the Tiger 47-yard line. A 5-yard, about a 4.5-yard gain for Clark, who's at 66 yards on 18 carries in the ball game. Rebels, 2 receivers right. Anderson in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the throw, then runs, cuts up. He's brought down from the left side. Good job by Gus Thompson And Rich will take a timeout. We'll take one as well, try to get our technical issues figured out. 28-6, Tigers on top, 2:10 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter.
Minor, major, chip, crack, dent, or crinkle. Whether it's vehicle body damage or a damaged windshield, no damage is damage we can't handle. Hi, this is Matthew Rex at T-Bar-S Body Shop in Technoglass of Evanston. We take pride in bringing your vehicle back to its original state. We offer free estimates and deal with your insurance company directly. So no matter the damage, large or small, windshield, body, or paint, we'll get your vehicle back to its original state. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road.
We're back at Milford High School where the Tigers built a 21-0 lead by halftime. Rebels got it to within 21-6 the third quarter. But then Milford answered right back, made it 28-6. Rebels with the football, trying to drive, trying to keep the season alive. But just 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Anderson fakes right, gives left to Clark. He breaks one tackle across the inside the 40, and he's got a first down and a little bit more, but Ty Netto is there to bring him down. Clark approaching that 100-yard plateau. If he can pick up about another yards in the game, he'd be at 1,000 yards in the season. They marked this one right at the 40, so 7 yards for Clark. Anderson takes the snap from the shotgun, throws right side. Clark gets pushed in the back. No whistle. The pass falls incomplete. Cole Wilson got away with one there as he altered Clark's route. Pushed him in the back as he came up to defend the pass. And it falls incomplete, fortunately for Rich. Anderson, 6 of 14, 95 yards and a pick in the game. 1:53 left to go. I mentioned Clark approaching the 100-yard mark. He's got 73 yards on 19 carries. Came in averaging 6.1 per carry. Anderson in the shotgun. Smith on his left side in the slot. Aaron comes in motion, fakes the handoff there. Huffner running all alone down the left sideline, but Anderson has no time to throw. He tucks it, runs straight up the field, picks up about 6. And as time continues to run down, this fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Anderson down to the 33-yard line, a 7-yard gain. And at this point, if you're Milford, you can give up 7-yard runs on a 2nd and 10. I formation behind Anderson, under center. 2 receivers right. Jared takes the snap, rolls to his right. He throws for Trenary. It's through his hands, incomplete, but a flag flies in. And we may have a PI or a defensive holding, as that's right where the flag was thrown. That also stops the clock to help out the Rebels a little bit. We'll see what the penalty is here. Pass interference is the call. That one called against Paxton Henry. That's the 3rd pass interference of the game against the Tigers. 86 yards in penalties for Milford. But they have the lead, 28-6. That moves the chains down to the 17-yard line. A first down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl. Anderson back. No, it's Calder looking to throw down the right sideline, and it's tipped and picked off. And I missed something there as to why Anderson isn't in the game, or he is in the game. Rebels trying to do a little trickery here, and that will all but seal it. The INT, Cameron Calder's 2nd pass attempt of the season. His first one was against Monticello. He completed it to Jordan Cook for a 53-yard touchdown pass. But this one, intercepted. I missed who came away with the football for Milford. But it is an interception, and essentially, with 1:08 left to go, Milford on top, 28-6. Tigers can line up in victory formation, take a knee or two, and head for the semifinals. Look forward to the semifinals. Next week, they'll take on Canap. Barnes takes the snap, takes a knee. The Rebels' third turnover of the day. Rebels have not forced any Station and Randolph turnovers in this game. Milford just came out, played a good game, did what they needed to win and advance. Time running down. 28-6 will be your final score on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Milford looking ahead to, they'll face Kanab, which beat Layton Christian today in a big way. 38-16. Kanab had built a 38-0 lead by the half. Barnes will take another snap, one more knee, and I think that will do it. Couple of knees. Bryson Barnes, Ty Netto, and the Milford Tigers win the South, and now they win in the quarterfinals. The Rebels out, not going to the semifinals for the first time since 2005. Rich finishes 1-9. Milford improves to 9-1. Stay tuned. We got a big post-game show coming up. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. We'll have the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap and more when we return. 28-6, the final score. Milford with the win over the Rich Rebels at Milford on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.